What
This
is about
conference
what
will now
is
be
meant by
recorded.
dimensionality reduction? Okay. See, let us assume that the data sets consist of dimensions. The dimensions can be called as your attributes or the features or the number of columns. Okay. See, if you are having more number of columns or attributes or features or dimensions in your given data set, either we are applying all the features in X, nothing but we are training our model with all the features, either we are selecting some of the features from our given data set. But it is better to know which features are important to select from the given data set. See, if you have selected the features which does not impact on the input, our trainer, see, if you have taken the features which does not have any impact on your target, uh, our training the model will not give the accurate results, right? And it is very important to select the features which are very important and which will have high impact on our target. Okay. And see, suppose if you are having more features, if you have trained your model with the more features that are present in the given data set, you might have some problems. Like, what are the problems? One of the major problem is time consuming if you have higher dimensions. Okay, if you are having higher dimensions, what do you mean by higher dimensions? Nothing but if you are having many features or attributes in your data set. What are features? Nothing but your inputs. Okay, if you are having higher dimensions, it may lead to some time consuming, higher complexity, and it may also sometimes leads to overfitting. I have already mentioned what is overfitting. Nothing but your model will trained too well that if you give any new data, it does not give the accurate result, okay, or the nearer result. That means that is called overfitting. If you have trained your model with the higher dimensions, nothing but in the real scenario, the datasets might contain 100 columns or more than 100 columns. But if you try to apply all the columns to train your model or all the features to train your model, these may be the disadvantages if you train your model with the higher dimensions. Okay, nothing but time consuming, high complexity, and overfitting. These are some problems that you face. In order to overcome these type of problems, if you have higher dimensions, we go to the concept of dimensionality reduction. Okay, nothing but what is dimensionality reduction? Reducing the features or attributes. In this, you are having some two types. One is feature or dimension. You can call it in any way. Feature dimensions, sorry, feature elimination and feature extraction. Students, are you following? Please respond in the chat box. Okay, thank you. See, you will be having some two types here to reduce your dimensions called. One is elimination and one is extraction. What is elimination? You already know what is elimination, nothing but you will remove all the unnecessary features which does not have higher impact on your target. Okay, nothing but directly removing the features which does not have a higher impact on your target. That is nothing but an elimination. What is extraction? Okay, let me write the elimination here. Removing the unnecessary features from your data set. Okay, and next, what is feature extraction? Feature extraction means, let us take one example. Uh, let us take some house prediction data set. In the house prediction data set, you may be having number of columns, right? But it is necessary to select some of the features that are very important to predict your house price value or anything. Okay, let us say we are having some two features called size and number of rooms. Okay, you may be having other features also. Let us say in that combination of features you have, let us say these are the two features present. See, size and number of rooms, see, that means these are very related. Yes or no, please tell me. This size and number of rooms are related. See, if there is a bigger size, nothing but the number of rooms will be more, right? In a general scenario, if there is more size, the area, nothing but you will be having number of rooms. Either you can eliminate one of the column or transform these two columns of data into one column. Yes or no? Please respond in the chat box. See, size is one feature, number of rooms is one feature. Based on the size, there can be number of rooms. Based on the number of rooms, it can be size in a general way. Okay. Can we transform? Nothing but can we extract these two features into one feature by doing some logics? We can transform this size and number of rooms features into one feature, right? As these are very related to each other. Yes or no? Yes. That not this is nothing but, see, this is nothing but feature extraction. We are not eliminating nothing but we are not eliminating that information, or we are not uh, we are not simply leaving this information without using in our using in our features, right? We are using these two columns, nothing but by we are transforming these two columns into one column. We are not eliminating the information that we have here. Okay, that can be called as a feature extraction, nothing but transforming, see, transforming your, for suppose if you have some n number of features, or if you are having some x number of features, let us say if you are having some m, transforming m number of features to n. See, suppose if you are having 10 features, by seeing the relation between the features that you have, we can transform them, nothing but we can reduce them into some other number of features. Okay, here there will be a condition that n should be less than m. Okay, this is what is called feature extraction. Oh, this is a, okay. Have you understood this one? Please respond me in the chat box. What is dimensionality reduction? Have you understood what is the concept related to the dimensionality reduction? Nothing but we either eliminate the features that we don't want, okay, or that are no way related to our target, or we will transform all our related features into one column or two columns or three columns. Okay, that is called feature extraction and feature elimination in the dimensionality reduction. Okay, in the general scenario, how can we say dimensionality reduction means? Suppose if you have some 10 columns, if you want to visualize the graph, how would you visualize? You should have some 10 axes. See, if it is a single dimensional data, how would you do that? You will plot all your values in only one axis, right? That means if you have only one feature and one target, see, you are having only one dimensional. If you are having some two features in your data set, nothing but one target column and two input columns, that comes under two dimensional, right? If there are three features, if there are four features, if there are more than 100 features, can we represent all in in can we visualize all that? See, it's very difficult to visualize all your information if there are more dimensions. What will we do in dimensionality reduction? Nothing but we will convert. See, if there is a three-dimensional data, for our convenience and for the accurate results, see, to train the model for the accurate results, we may convert this three-dimensional into two-dimensional or two-dimensional into one-dimensional. It is our choice to convert to any dimensions. Okay. Suppose if you are having 10 features in your data, you wish to convert to 5 features or 4 features or 3 or 2. Okay, it is our wish to convert. But what is the advantage of converting this? Okay, if you are having lower dimensions, what is the advantage? If you are having lower dimensions, what is the advantage? It may reduce your time, it may reduce your complexity, and it can give some accurate results. Okay, see, the opposite of your these points. If you are having some lower dimensions, what are the advantages? Okay, it reduces the time and cost. And what is the next one? It reduces the complexity of understanding your data. And next, it may give accurate results. May give accurate results. See, if you have trained your data with more dimensions, it may result to the lower accuracy, right? When compared to the dimensions that you have done with lower. Okay. As a part of this dimensionality reduction, there is one algorithm in machine learning called PCA. Okay, let us understand the algorithm which supports the dimensionality reduction. In dimensionality reduction, one of the algorithm that we use is PCA. PCA means principal component analysis. Okay, what do we mean by PCA? PCA means principal component analysis. This principal component analysis comes under the feature extraction. Okay, one of the technique of feature extraction. You know what is already a feature extraction, right? What is principal component analysis? See, nothing but if you are having See, if you are having some data set, with 3 columns, okay, and there is a target variable called y, by doing the dimensionality reduction, I can convert into only one column and one target, or I can convert them into 2 columns and one target. That means I am reducing my dimensions here. See here, actually they have given 3-dimensional data for us for the features. We are reducing it to either 1 dimension or 2 dimension. Okay. How do we reduce these information? Nothing but the 2-dimensional data to 1-dimensional, or 3-dimensional data to 2-dimensional, or to 1-dimensional. How do we reduce? Here comes the mathematical terms called, you should know the mathematical terms called standardization, covariance, eigenvalues, and eigenvectors. See, the mathematical terms that you should know before learning the PCA are these: standardization, covariance, and eigenvalues and eigenvectors. Have you listened these 2 terms previously when you are studying your intermediate or the BTech first year? Yes, in the matrix, I think you have learned eigenvalues and eigenvectors. But if you are learning some M1 or M2 or PSTP subject, probability subject, you may be learning the standard deviation or standardization or covariance. Covariance is the concept in matrix only, covariance matrix, or in statistics also it will be there. Okay. After the class, you should refer these 3. What is standardization or distributions, normal distribution, Gaussian distribution. Okay. You should be aware if you want to understand these terms. Okay. The math behind your PCA. Okay. Nothing but what is, we are reducing some higher dimensions into lower dimensions here. Before converting from higher dimension to lower dimension, what is the first step we need here? Nothing but the standardization, right? What is called standardization here? Okay, standardization means, see, suppose if you want to convert 3-dimensional into 2-dimensional data, okay, nothing but you are reducing these 3 features into 2. For plotting these 2 features, okay, suppose there are x and y features. These should be in the same scale, right? See, generally if you plot a graph, before plotting the graph, what will you do? You will rescale your x-axis and y-axis into the same scale. If you remember, if you have drawn the graph in your school or intermediate, you will be writing some scale here, uniform scale for x and y. Have you remembered that? See, we will be writing the same scale so that it is better to plot your graph, right? In the same way, in order to convert your 3 dimensions into 2 dimensions, nothing but you are transforming your 3 columns of features into 2 columns. It is better to have all your values in the same scale. Okay, nothing but converting all your dataset values, feature values into the same scale can be called as a standardization. But we need not convert all these. Okay, our sklearn will do all that. But generally, they will use one formula for standardization is x minus mu by sigma. Sigma is the standard deviation and there will be a formula for this again. Okay, this is the general formula that at the back end the sklearn will calculate for your standardization to rescale all the values to one unit so that it is better to transform your higher dimension to the lower dimension. That is the first step. Okay, and what is the next step? I have told you the covariance. Covariance means nothing but after finding the covariance, see if there are two features called A and B. There are some values for this. If you find out the covariance matrix for A and B, if you got positive values, okay, if you got the covariance in the covariance matrix, if you got the positive values, that means these A and B are directly proportional. Nothing but these are related. See here we have seen some features called size and number of rooms which are very related. As these are very related, we can transform these two features into one feature, right? Okay. See what the covariance will do, it will find out the relationships of all your features present in your given data. See if these two are correlated, it can transform these two into one group. Okay, and if these two are correlated, it can transform it into one feature. Okay, nothing but in the covariance it find out the relation. How it find out the relation? It generally does the mathematical calculations. The general scenario that you will learn is if the covariance value is positive, that means the factors that has taken, see the variables that you have taken are directly proportional. Okay, that means they have some relation between them. Okay, if you have relation between them only, you can transform it to one group, right? If you didn't have the relation, how can you transform it into one feature? No, we can't relate, right? So by finding the covariance, it can relate. Okay, and the next, what is eigenvalues and eigenvectors? Here eigenvector is nothing but, okay, you will be understanding if you once refer eigenvalues and eigenvectors. If you refer, you can understand, but it is a lot of concept present in there. Generally, in the eigenvalues and eigenvectors, after finding out, what will you conclude is that the value with nothing but the highest, the eigenvector with the highest eigenvalue can be considered as PC1. See, nothing but I have told you that we are having some 3 columns. Okay, what is the first feature that we want to select which have high impact on our target? See, if you observe in the house prediction, there are so many columns there, right? You should select one important, what is the first important feature that is used to predict your house price. We should select. If you know all the features about your house, what are the features that impact, you may directly see from your data set and you can select, or either you can transform your data. But if you don't know what are the features to extract from your data set or which features to select, your PCA will do that. Okay, you need not worry. What is the first feature that it will select is based on your eigenvector and eigenvalues. Okay, this eigenvector with the highest eigenvalue considered as a PC1. Nothing but the first feature column that has very highest impact on your target. Okay, the next eigenvector which has the next highest value will be considered as PC2. What does PC1 and PC2 here? Nothing but your columns. See, nothing but your columns. See, if C1, C2, C3 are converted into two features after transforming your data. See, these three-dimensional data will be converted into two dimensions. Now, this C1 can be called as a PC1, which has very high impact. This data has very high impact to predict your house price. And what is the next important feature that has very high impact on your target? That can be called as PC2. Nothing but these important columns are called as a principal components. Okay, these are the steps that follow with the PCA. Have you understood? Okay, if you want the detailed description what the mathematical calculations that are undergoing in the algorithm, you need to know what are the concept behind these eigenvalues and eigenvectors. Okay, but it's not the time to deal with all the linear algebra. Okay, it's time to learn the algorithms, right? That is why I'm not going very deeply with this math. Please tell me if you have understood, if you have got some information on the clarity about PCA and what are the steps we are following. Please respond in the chat box so that we will continue with the dataset. And I want the responses. And students, don't leave the meeting in the middle of the session. You will be having an exam at 6:05, as we have already informed to you yesterday. You will be having the exam at 6:05. Don't leave the class. Okay, some students may leave from 5:30, right? That is why I am informing you earlier. If possible, repeat the topic. Yes, if you can wait after 6:30, I can repeat, okay? And next, let us continue with the data set. See, you have seen the breast cancer data set. In that, you are having many features, right? Somebody have already done with the algorithms, taking some two features or taking some three features or all the features. But we don't know what are the terms, as we are not related to the medical. We don't know what are the terms which shows high impact on in detecting that cancer, right? So we can take the help of this PCA and we can reduce the dimensions and we can give some accurate results. Okay, let us see how to reduce the dimensions of that breast cancer dataset. Your exam will be at from 6:05 to 6:30. Okay, to load your dataset, what is the syntax? See, from the past 4 days, we are loading the dataset, right? From sklearn dot datasets import load underscore okay, this is one default dataset we have. Let us create an object now. Okay, cancer equal to some. I am creating an object here and let us see the keys which are present here. Cancer dot keys. Either if we didn't use print also, it will return. See, these are the keys that are present. First, please see, let us see the description here. Okay, to see the description, Our reference variable is cancer, right? Cancer dot DESCR. Okay, let us print so that we will get egg without the slash. See, we are having how many attributes here? How many dimensions or attributes of the features here? See, we are having some 30 features here. Okay, see, but we don't know all this, right? We don't know what is the meaning of this, which parameter has the impact on your target. We didn't know. That is why let us, by applying all these features, it may reduce your accuracy. Okay, or it takes some time. Okay, let us reduce these features and see how it is been reducing with PCA. Okay, before reducing, we should frame our data set using pandas, right? Let us import the pandas here. Import pandas as PD. And next, let us create a data frame using pandas PD dot data frame of, what are the columns we need? We need all the columns, nothing but the data here. The reference variable is cancer dot data. And what are the column names we need? Nothing but the feature names. Okay, cancer dot feature underscore names. Okay, let us store it in cancer underscore data, or we can also store it in df cancer underscore df. I am taking as the variable. Okay, let us see the data cancer underscore df. See, we are having some, let us see the shape here. See, it is representing here that there are some 30 columns, nothing but, see, it is very difficult to visualize your 30 dimensional data. Yes or no? It is very difficult to visualize your 30 dimensional data. And let us reduce these dimensions. Before reducing these dimensions, we should add the target variable. Let us add the target variable here. Okay. And I think there will be no need to add the target variable, but for our convenience, I am adding, that's it. Cancer underscore df target equal to, see what is the target here is cancer dot target. Okay, let us see if it has been added. Yes, it is showing 31 columns. See, 0 means 0 represents, see, 0 represents this malignant, 1 represent benign. Okay, nothing but which is harmful or not harmful. Okay, the cancer is harmful or not harmful. This is our data set. Okay, what is the first step we need to do in order to apply the algorithm? What is the first step in the PCA? Please tell me. Feature extraction. Define x and y. See, what is the first step in, see, nothing but we are not applying to the algorithm directly. Before applying to the algorithm directly, here we should convert high dimension into low dimension, right? That part we should do explicitly, not by the algorithm. We should not do that. Okay, the standardization should be done here first. Okay, the standardization, it will be not done by the algorithm that we apply here. Okay, that is the first step we do before applying it to the algorithm. Okay, what is that? Standardization. Okay, what is the standardization? What do you mean by standardization here? Rescaling all your data, rescaling all the data to the same unit. Okay, that is what is called the standardization. Okay, before standardization, see, in order to convert all your data into one unit, the same unit. Let us take x and y here. Okay, x equal to, what is x here? The features that you want to reduce. All the features that you want to reduce. I want to reduce the 30 columns to some n number of columns. Okay, let us take all that columns here. Okay, my data set is in cancer.df, right? Cancer.df. See you can use some drop, right? Or you can also use cancer underscore, right? Df dot. You can use ILOC, or you can also use drop. Okay, drop of, what is the syntax? -1 comma axis equal to 1. Or either you can use the ILOC also. What is the syntax in ILOC? I need all the rows, but I need only the, except the last column, I need all other columns. Okay, nothing but you have some 30 columns here, starting from 0 to 30. Okay, so if you have 30 columns, that means if you start from 0, there are 29 columns, right? To include 29, I am giving 30. Have you understood this? See, you should not give 31 here. Why? I am starting with 0. Okay, this 31th column is of target column here. We need not want this column, right? So that I have given in this way. And let us check this, x dot head. See, I am getting some 30 columns here, and let us see if the last column was fractional dimension is. Okay, we are getting all the 30 columns we need. And what is the y here? Y means the target, right? Y equal to cancer underscore df dot, or you can use direct index, target y dot head. So you are getting some target values here. Have you done up to now, or you want me to display any line here? Please respond. Have you done all the steps up to here, or you need to be display any cell? Here we are having some, let us check the shape. We are having some 30 columns, and in the y also you will be having some 569 rows. Okay, now let us apply the standardization. To apply the standardization, nothing but to convert all to the same units, you have some pre method, nothing but predefined method in sklearn dot pre-processing. From sklearn dot pre-processing, import standard scalar. What is the standard scalar method do? See, the standard scalar method will rescale all your data into the same unit. Okay, nothing but it will apply that formula at the back end. That's it. The mathematical formula. Let us create an object scalar equal to okay. Now it's our turn to transform our data to the same units. To transform, we have created a variable called scalar object variable dot fit underscore transform. See, we should transform this x data, right? Not the y data. Okay, that is why I am giving the x variable here. Okay, let us run this. It is returning me the transformed values. Okay, let us store it in some variable. Okay, x underscore transform. Nothing but the transform values of your x. See, it is transforming your values in this way to all the same units. Now let us see the shape of your x transform. X transform dot shape. Yes, I have written the transform spelling wrong here. See, it is returning 561 comma 30. My dimension has not been changed here, right? See, in the x the dimension is 30 and here also the dimension is 30. We have not changed the dimension up to now. What we have done? Just we have transformed all the data in our dimensions into same units. Okay, so that it is easy to convert from high dimension to the lower dimension. Have you understood this part? Please respond me in the chat box. See, only one girl has responded. Yes, Manikanta Kirti has responded. What about the other students? Have you understood or not? Now let us see how the values have been transformed. Okay. See, you can see the proof here that your values have transformed. See, you have directly seen when I have written this line. Okay. See, the values actually are in this form. You can see 17.99, 20.57, right? But when you have transformed your values are being in the exponential form. Have you observed that? See, if you see x underscore transform, See, your values are in this form. Okay, nothing but your values have been reduced to fit into your lower dimensions so that it will be easy. Or either you can also see, if you give x dot describe, see x is nothing but these values before transformation. Okay, the original values before transformation. X transform is nothing but after rescaling the data present in your x underscore transform. If you see describe, see what is the minimum value here 6.98, maximum value is 28. But if you see the transform data now, x underscore transform dot describe. Okay, please observe here I have written only the x. X means the original data. X transform means after standardization, after rescaling to the same unit. Okay, please observe now the data has been changing. It has changed the data to the same unit. Okay, as x underscore transform is, see x underscore transform is in the numpy. Let us convert it into pandas and take the shape. Okay, take the description. Pd dot data frame of see I have written any mistake here. Yes. See here, the minimum value is minus 2 point something exponential. Maximum value is this. See, our data has been transformed. Can you observe that? This Shravani is asking me to repeat. Which point I should repeat? Can you specify? Shravani. See, describe is nothing but a method in your pandas which returns the count. Mean means average, standard deviation, minimum value, 25% value. See, this is a method in your pandas. If you have learned the methods in pandas, then you will be knowing this. Okay. Describe is one method in pandas which returns the count of your data of every column, average of every column, standard deviation of every column, minimum. Okay, using that method, I am seeing the minimum and maximum values here. That's it. Okay. Now, have you understood? To see the minimum and maximum values, I am using describe. Or you can simply use dot minimum dot maximum to get the maximum and minimum values. But if you use this method, you will get all other values also. Okay, that's it. To show you the difference that it has been transformed, I am using that. And next, our first step has been completed. And the next, covariance and finding eigenvalues and eigenvectors is the next step that can be solved in your algorithm. Now it's our turn to apply the algorithm. To apply the algorithm, we should import from our sklearn, right? Okay, from sklearn dot decomposition import TCA. And let us create an object for it. Okay. TCA equal to Okay, you will be confused when I write like this. PCA underscore model equal to, see, I have created an object for my algorithm. Okay, for this PCA. What is the next step? Now, if I apply the algorithm here, okay, I should specify to how many values I should reduce. Okay, how many dimensions do I reduce? See, there are some 30 dimensions here. Okay, it's our choice to ask the algorithm or to mention in the algorithm up to which dimensions that we reduce. Okay, see, for example, I am specifying to reduce it into 2 dimensions. See, I am asking to reduce from 30 dimensions to 2 dimensions. Okay, how it will be doing? It will be doing on the basis of your covariance, finding the covariance and eigenvalues and eigenvectors, and the eigenvector with the highest eigenvalue will be considered as a first column. See, as we have representing that we want only the 2 features out of 30, it does not delete the 28 features and gives out the 2 features, 2 important features. See, it is a technique of feature extraction. That means it transforms your data 30 columns into 2 columns. Have you understood? It does not remove 28 columns and give us the most important 2 columns. It transforms your data, mixing of your features. Okay, please remember that. And next, let us give the features here. Okay, how many features that we want, and underscore components equal to 2. See, it's your choice to keep how many dimensions that you want to reduce. Okay, nothing but now it's our turn to transform. Okay, PCA, my object variable is PCA underscore model dot fit underscore transform. Okay, fit underscore transform of which data I had to transform. Can you tell which data I have to transform? The data which is actually present in your data set or the data which has been standardized? Please tell me which data I should pass here. Yes, we should pass standardized data. We should not pass the actual data which is which is in a data frame, right? We should pass the standardized data so that it will be easy to reduce your dimensions. Okay, fit transform of our standardized data is present in which variable? X underscore. See, for standardized data, see, we have transformed here using standard scalar. It is present in the variable called X underscore transform. Okay, X underscore transform, and let us store it in a variable called PCA underscore transform. Okay, or you can use any variable. Okay, let us run this one. See, what does this line do? Transforms your data from 30 dimensions to 2 dimensions. See, previously, if you have observed the shape of your X underscore transform, it is with 30 columns, 30 dimensions. Now let us see the shape of your, okay, this new data that has been transformed. PCA underscore transform dot shape. Okay, sorry, it is not. See, it has been not transformed by. See, it should give me the 2 columns, but it is again giving me the 30 columns. What is the mistake I have done? Yes, you got 2. Why I have got only? Why I have got? Okay, I have run this cell, right? Okay, let us see. Yes. Okay, I got 2. Nothing but my 30 dimensions have been reduced to 2 dimensions. But to understand, you should know that math related concepts of covariance, eigenvalues, and eigenvectors. Please refer the math concepts after the class has been completed. Okay. And next, now it's our turn to see what are the 2 columns data. Okay. To see the 2 columns data, let us create a data frame. Okay. PCA underscore DF equal to PD dot data frame of, see, the data is present in this variable, right? Just I am simply copying that variable and pasting it here. Okay. Let us see the data here. PCA underscore DF. See, these are my new values of the data set dot head. Nothing but, see, I have told to convert into 2 dimensions. This can be called as the first PCA and this can be called as the second PCA. The first, foremost, nothing but the important feature, okay, have been transformed. This can be called as the first principal component and the second principal component. This first principal component and second principal component are based on your the information from eigenvalues and eigenvectors. Okay, this is how we have converted into the new data. Now it's your turn to apply any algorithm to your reduced data frame and you can check the accuracy. Okay, to reduce the dimension is one process. PCA is one process. Okay, now let us see if you have reduced from 1 dimensions, nothing but if you have reduced from 3 dimension to 2 dimensions, or see here, if you are reducing these 2 dimensions to 1 dimension, you may not get the actual data. Nothing but you may not get all the information which is present in the 2 dimension. You may lose some information because it nearly merges these values, right? See, if you are having some x and y values, let us see if you are having, see, let us think that you are having some, if your data is in this way, okay, that this is number of rooms, this is size, let us think that. See what, in which way you are merging here, let us take some one straight line between here. This is called as a principal component. Okay, nothing but these 2 features, your these 2 dimensional data you are trying to convert into 1 dimensional data. Nothing but it will simply relates like this. It finds the some covariance and eigenvalues and eigenvectors, and these 2 merges and lies in the one plane. All the data will be lies in one plane. In the process of this, it may lose some information. Not all the information, some information, right? It may lose some actual information which is present, which does not affect your accuracy. Okay, But you might load some information when merging your features into some high dimensional to low dimensional. Yes or no? Okay. Let us see from this data set that we have applied how much information this PCA has gained or how much information it has lost. Okay. When converting, when reducing your dimensions. To do that, you are having one term called expand underscore variance underscore ratio. This expand underscore variance underscore ratio means nothing but it will give you the information that is gained for these two dimensions from the 30 dimensions. Okay, let us see how to calculate. To calculate, okay, some ratio equal to, or I will take some ratio equal to, what is my object here? PCA underscore model, right? PCA underscore model, okay, of this expand underscore variance underscore ratio is your method. Expand, okay, sorry, explained. Explained underscore. See, actually variance is nothing but the information that you gain, right? Explained underscore variance underscore ratio. This is the method. Okay, let us see if I have written correctly or not. Let us print the ratio here. See, nothing but if you have, okay, wait, let us multiply with 100. See, for the principal component 1, the information that is gained when it has transformed from the features given in the given data, that is 44% and 18%. 44 plus 18 means how, what is the total information gain we have? See, what is the total information gain we have obtained here? Nothing but sum of ratio. Okay. See, we have gained some 63% of information when we are trying to reduce the dimension. But we have lost some nearly, okay, some 37% of information, right? But by losing that information, it does not have that impact on your data set value, on the target value you are trying to predict. It does not have that effect. Okay. Though you have lost some information here when you are trying to reduce your dimensions, but it will not have that effect while predicting the output. Okay. Have you understood this? What is this explained variance ratio? Can we know what features are the columns representing? See, it has been made that we can't tell what column that it has been representing. It's our turn to give the column names like your PC1 or PC2. It's your turn. Okay. Let us give some column names here. Columns equal to PC1, comma PC2. Okay. See, if you have understood the data, nothing but if you have understood the data and if you are going to transform, you can give the names. Okay. But we can't give the exact name, so that I have given, for example, I have given PC1 and PC2. Have you understood this variance ratio? If you have responded, If you give the response, I will continue with plotting the PC1 and PC2 so that we can see the visualization of 2 dimension, as we cannot see the visualization of 30 dimension. Okay, next one is visualize the data. Okay, to visualize the data, you should need to use some library called matplotlib. See, not only the matplotlib is used for visualization in your Python. There are other libraries also. But some of you don't know the visualization. That is why we are using the basic library. Okay, matplotlib, and the next one is okay, to visualize your data. See, these are PC1 and PC2. To visualize your data, you need targets, right? Here. Okay. There are two classifications here. One is some 0 and 1. To classify that, we need the targets. See, for PC1 and PC2, we need some targets here. Let us take the target using matplotlib. Okay. To get all the values, see, to get all the values of 0, nothing but see, you are having some two types here in the target, right? One is malignant and benign. Where is that? Our intention is to visualize these targets. If it is malignant or benign or class 0 or class 1. Visualize that data based on these two features. Based on these two features, we need to visualize the target. Okay, but there is no target column here in our PCA underscore DF. Let us add that and visualize the data. Have you understood what I am trying to tell? Okay, now let us take all the categories of class 1. Okay, or class 0. To take all the categories of class 1 or 0, okay, our actual DF is present at where is our actual wait see to this one PCA underscore DF. Okay, let me write this line afterwards. PCA underscore DF is our data. To this, I need to add the target column. Where is the target column present? In which variable? The target column is present in this data set. Where is cancer underscore DF? Right? In the cancer underscore DF, the target column is present. So that I am using that here. PCA underscore DF equal to cancer underscore DF dot, okay, or you can use direct indexing of target, and you should add one column with the name target. That column name I am giving here. See, to add any column you should write in this way. You are adding to this data set from this data set. Okay, the column in the cancer DF, you are adding it to PCA DF, naming as again as a target column. Now let us see PCA underscore DF dot head. See, now the target column has been added here. Now we should plot two graphs. Okay, with zeros is of one category, one is of other category. Okay, let us divide these zeros and ones into two categories from this data set and plot the graph. Okay, have you completed this one? Adding the target column to your data set, transformed data frame? No. Okay, I will give you some 2 minutes of time. Please complete it. Please check the variables here. This is very important. Otherwise, you will get errors. This is the reduced dimensionality data frame. This is the original data frame with 30 dimensions. So if you have completed, please respond so that I will continue. See, somebody is not giving your names properly. Okay, you are not given attendance. Okay, let us continue. See, now I want to extract the values which has the target 0. How to do that? Okay, TCA underscore DF. From this TCA underscore DF data frame, I need to extract which has a target value 0. That means TCA underscore DF of target equals to 1 or 0. See what I have done here? You need to extract the values which has the target 1. Sorry, which has the target 0. See, I am comparing, I am writing an expression here that PCA under DF target column has a value of 0 or not. I am writing one expression. From which data frame you should check this? From this data frame only, right? PCA underscore DF. That is why I have written like this. Have you understood this line? Actually, this you will be learning in pandas while processing the data. Okay, Murthy, wait for 2 minutes. I will scroll up. Okay. In 2 minutes, the visualization will be completed. Then I will show you the lines of code. And next, let us see, let us store it in a variable called some, okay, some PCA 1 or PC1. Okay, PCA1. And let us see if I get all the values which has the target 0. PCA1 dot head. See, I am getting all the values. See, if you didn't specify the head here, see, you are getting some 212 rows here. Actually, we are having some 569, I think, right? But here, see, you are getting the target value, the rows which have the target value 0 are 212 rows. You can observe that. Okay. And next. And you can also write the shape here so that you will be understanding that how many rows that are being classified into this PCA dot shape. Okay, 212 rows. And next, what is the syntax that we write in order to access the values which has the target 1? Can you tell me the syntax? The same syntax we will use, but here we will keep it as 1. Okay. PCA2 equal to, but you should have some target one here. See again why I got, yes. If you copy, this is the problem we will get. See, head returns only 5 rows, first 5 rows. Okay. Now it's our turn to visualize the graph. Have you completed up to this, the 2 steps? Also see the shape, how many rows it is including in PCA2. PCA2 dot shape. Sorry, you should not use this. 357 rows are having a target of 1. If you have completed these two, inform. We will plot the graph. 357 is 357. If you have completed, try to import the matplotlib library. See, either you can use this as class 1 or class 0. Okay, class 0, so that it will be understood easily. Okay, class 0. And this is class 1. Okay, have you completed? Yes. Now import the matplotlib library. Next, plt dot figure. Let us use some scatter plot. Plt dot scatter of. Okay, what is the first one we should use? Okay, class 1. Okay, in the x-axis, tell me what is the one you should use here? PC1 and PC2, right? That are present in, see, these are our two data frames to plot. Class 0, class 1. Class 0 of PC1, the class 0 of PC1 in the x, and in the y, class 0, sorry, class 0 of PC2. Mention the names correctly. See, PC1 values on the x and PC2 values on the y. What are these PC1 and PC2? These are the values that we are plotting. Okay. And let us give one color, green. Okay, 0 means, okay, let us give red here. And let us give label. Label equal to some class 0, or you can also write it as malignant. Sorry, 0 means malignant only. Okay, 0 means malignant. Yes, it's your choice to Malignant is harmful or benign is harmful? Let us see. Malignant is only harmful. Okay. Yes, we have given in the red only. Yes, next one is, next also we have to plot one graph, right? For the benign. VLT dot scatter of, it is in class 1. Class 1 of PC1 dot, sorry, class 1 of PC2 and color equal to, which is not harmful, I am giving in green, and label equal to benign, right? Okay. Next, let us give the labels here. PLT dot X label. Okay, what is the label? PCA1 and PC2, right? And Y label. What is the title? PLT dot title just simply I am giving PC principal component analysis, and to have these labels we need to add one method here, PLT dot legend. And next one, to show the graph, PLT dot show. See, this is one graph and this is second graph. Okay. Have you got the graph? Yes. Malignant spelling is this side. See, from this graph, we have reduced from 30 dimension to 2 dimension. See, if you want to reduce to 1 dimension also, it's better. If you can also reduce to more than 2 dimensions also, it's your choice. Okay. That's it with the PCA. See here, the main part that we are doing is reducing our dimensions in order to increase our accuracy and reduce the complexity. Okay, that is the concept of your dimensionality reduction, in which PCA is one of the algorithm in it. If you have any doubts in it, now you can ask. See, if you wish to learn all these pandas libraries or processing of data using pandas, NumPy, Matplotlib, or other visualization libraries, you can go for data analysis workshop offered by APSSTC. Okay, and it's better to, after learning the data analysis, it's better to learn machine learning. Or anyway, it's okay if you learn directly the machine learning, but If you are getting the terms that you don't know, you should refer them after the class. That's it. And also you should know the math also. Directly, if you have seen these terms in the math, you don't know what is the importance. But when you have got the math terminology while you are learning the algorithms, then if you have referred, you will keep some interest in learning the concepts of math. But if you directly learn all the maths regarding related to the machine learning, you can't get interest, I think. Okay. Yes, if you have any doubts regarding this, you can ask me now. With this, we have completed the PCA, and now it's your turn to do the same PCA with C. Yesterday, while we are doing the unsupervised learning, okay, see, we have only selected two features called sepal length and sepal width. We are not taking all the features. Okay, in the iris dataset. You can reduce your dimensions using PCA and apply only two dimensions to your dataset while you are using supervised or unsupervised. Okay, now it's your turn to use the iris dataset and apply PCA and reduce the dimensions and plot the graph. Will you do that? And if any student has any doubt in this, you can ask also in the meanwhile while doing the task. Will you do that? Please respond. See, if you have done by your own with one data set, you will be cleared if you have any doubts in the concept, okay, or if you can ask me the doubt while doing if you got any problem, okay. That is why we will give the one data set as a task to you every day. But I don't know you are doing it or not. Some of you are doing, I know. Will you do that? Please respond. Okay, all of you apply the PCA algorithm. To iris dataset. See, if you wish to apply it to the other dataset, if you have with you, you can apply. As these breast cancer datasets, iris datasets are inbuilt, we are telling to apply to them directly. If you have downloaded any dataset from the Kaggle or if you have any information with you, you can apply to that dataset also. Okay. And you will get the mails regarding exam by 6/5. Okay, please be ready for the exam. Yes, if you have any doubts now, you can ask. Or you can, meanwhile, the rest of the students can do the task. If any student have any doubt, you can ask me now. If you wish to display any lines of code on PCA, you can ask me, I will display. To modify the attendance, what is the link? See, you have problem with attendance. Have you had any problem with attendance? Ganapati. No. Deepak. To update, yes or no? See, we have given one link, right? To edit, you have no permission. See, what information you have to update, please tell me. Yes or no? Please tell me, we will update. Okay, have you had any doubts regarding the topics? Otherwise, we will go with the attendance issues. Okay, please respond. If you had no doubt in this concept, we will go with the attendance issues. Please respond. Students, please respond. Either if you have doubt, you can respond, or if you have no doubts, we wish to take the attendance problems from you. Please respond to any. Okay, thank you. Yes, those students now who are having the attendance issues, you can ask now. Okay, within a minute you can ask. Two students have already told me the attendance issue. If you have any attendance issue, you can ask me now. Okay, within a minute we will tell you the modification. Yes, Govardhan, I have seen your message. Wait for 1 minute. We will open the sheet and present you. Okay, students, with this we have completed with the content that we have given for you in machine learning course. And see, if you are wish to learn the other courses or if you want to explore, see there is some information of some websites that you can explore. You can copy this link. I will post it in the chat box. You can go through this link and you can have the reference about the websites that you can learn. Okay. Yes, we have posted the link. You can copy the link if you want to explore the courses. The online certification course is also available in some websites with free of cost. Okay. You can refer the link and if you can use it, you can use. Okay. Thank you. Thank you one and all. And now we will go for the attendance issues. Okay.
So good evening, everyone. Is my screen visible for you?
Excuse me, sir. Sir, I unfortunately left the meeting. Now I'm about to start into the meeting, but it is not getting started in my laptop, sir. So that's why I have joined in
Maybe
the phone.
if you are not unable to join with your laptop means your net issue. There may be a net disconnection between the application and your system. Okay, there is no
So, but I
restriction
have.
from my side.
Okay, sir, it's fine. Can I listen
Okay.
on phone, sir? Then?
Yes, you can listen. You can listen by phone also, no problem.
Yeah, okay, sir. Thank you.
Either you can access directly from laptop or mobile, no problem, no issue. Okay. So dear students, you completed the machine learning course. In that, yesterday some of the students asked about what is the next step we have to learn from other technologies. For this purpose, we share the one public link in the chat box. This is the one of the APSDC trainer posted this blog chart. You can explore these things here. He represented there are more number of online providers. They can give the certifications for learning the machine learning, artificial intelligence, and all those things. Just explore this article here. There are global providers like Coursera, Google, all those things. But in this COVID-19, they're directly providing to learn the access the content directly without give any certificate. But actually, that is, if you want to learn the content, for example, you don't require any certificate. In this situation, you can directly access the video content. No need to pay any money. But unfortunately, if you want a certificate, you have to pay the money. But first our aim is to learn the things instead of getting the certificate. After learning, after applying, then only we need to certify. So for this purpose, explore this course, different courses from the Coursera and IBM related certificates, all those things. Okay. Is it clear for you? And please make a note that in Coursera website, that is coursera.org, I will post it in the link in the chat box. One of the global certification website. So in this Coursera website, if you search for the machine learning, for example, I'm also searching. I will show you how to access the content. So if you see the Coursera website, I'm searching for the machine learning. In the certification course, there is one famous author, that is Andrew Ng. You can learn the more things about the machine learning by this course. Just access this course with your mobile or laptop. Okay, the course is free to access the content, not for the certificate. Okay, please check it later to learn more things about the machine learning. This is the one of the course. Is it clear for all of you? Okay. So this is the day-to-day content. We just completed these things. That is first day, day one. We learned about the introduction to machine learning. So what we learn in the second day? Second day we learned about the linear regression in the machine, one of the regression algorithm. In third day we applied the polynomial regression. In fourth day we applied the k-nearest neighbors classifier algorithm. Next day, that is fifth day, we learned about logistic regression and support vector machines. In sixth day, we learned about decision trees, classification related decision tree and regression related decision tree. In seventh day, we applied the random forest algorithm. Eighth day, that is yesterday, we learned about the introduction to unsupervised learning and applied the k-means algorithm for this. Now, ninth day, that is today, we learned about the dimensionality reduction. In that we applied the PCA, the one of the algorithm for that. So these are the content we discussed in this 9 days program. So that's it for today's session. Let me know if you have any doubts regarding all those things. I will send the exam link within 5 minutes. The exam will be started at 6:05 or 6:10. Exam will be conducted for 25 minutes when you are starting. Okay. Exam will be started at 6:10, closed after 25 minutes. You will get the link in the mail directly.
How many bits, sir?
If you have any doubts regarding, tell me.
How many bits, sir?
How many? What you are asking something? 25
How
minutes.
many?
It
How many?
is the multiple choice questions. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Tell me how many? How many
How
questions
many
you are
MCQ?
asking? I think these 25
How many
questions, all
MCQs?
questions are in multiple choice. Okay.
Okay, sir.
But 25 completely multiple choice questions. That is 25 questions. Okay. That is the link we previously posted at Tejaswani. We just added we explore more number of courses direct into the surround of the Tejaswani, clear?
Yes, sir.
There is no negative marks. Okay. So if you have any doubts regarding the attendance, you can ask now. Those who don't have any doubts, they can leave the session, but re-verify within 5 minutes. Exam link will be posted to your mail. Okay. So those who have any doubts regarding, stay back.